From 2015, search for the extrasolar planets with life prompts wildly diverse reactions. NASA has decided that her sole reason for existence is to find life on other planets, prompting the question, will they ever find intelligent life on Earth? Creationists answer no, with an attempt to build Noah's Ark amusement park built around a life-size structure made to biblical dimensions. When Noah told stories around a campfire, who thought the purpose of the story was to build the boat, and who thought the purpose was related to learning who God is? One is confident that the future leaders were the latter, but then it comes down to how the Bible is constructed. Some say it doesn't matter either way, but if worse were to happen and creationists built a Noah's Ark amusement park, no one gets hurt. But if NASA messes up, it may well be that many will die. NASA is a scientific organization and needs to focus on the science. It is all very well to find Earth-like planets. It will lead to more discovery. The conditions needed for life are not so high, and the universe is probably full of it. But the extremophiles will be fascinating. Only single-cell life forms were known to exist in temperatures above 400 centigrade a fortnight ago. Now we have seen a hammerhead shark swimming in that soup. We must find out how. Science will show us. Science has failed us over the fraud of anthropogenic global warming. The biggest unanswered questions regarding AGW is, even were it true, how best to deal with it. The hucksters have said that dismantling industry is the only way. However, the science is not certain. Lots of extra carbon dioxide is not equated with lots of extra heat. A prudent leader would keep industry strong so that, should it be needed, industry can respond to an emergency. But bad leadership has meant trillions of dollars has been spent around the world, depriving the poorest of opportunity to not be poor, and no worthwhile headway has been found dealing with a perceived problem. Today, Australian Labor Party leader Bill Shorten has promised to force Australia to provide 50% renewable energy by 2030. Not reliable coal or nuclear, but environment-damaging wind and solar, which is much more expensive. Shorten is promising to be irresponsible. Meanwhile, Fairfax Press have inflated the credentials of a UK backbencher so they can attack Mr. Abbott. Shorten's backflip on supporting the turn back the boat policy leaves unanswered questions, but his later statements show it is not a policy, but an option. Turning back the boats of illegal arrivals has saved lives. At least 1,200 drowned in Australian waters and many others in international waters before the policy was implemented. So what has happened now to change Bill Shorten's mind? And what of the supporters who laughed at and derided the good policy? Would some of the murderous crowd care to explain why killing people to allow them to be exploited by pirates is compassionate? Maybe Gillian Triggs will investigate? No need for her to delay now. The Conservatives are in government, and the ALP leader has given her direction to take. State leaders agree to talk about GST, tax, and Medicare. Some are saying the tax raise from 10% to 15% GST is merely a tax raise and Australia needs to cut spending. However, the Senate is blocking spending cuts. With a raise in GST, the possibility is for there to be meaningful tax cuts elsewhere, and reform could lead to spending cuts too. Or they could try to tax their way to prosperity, which has never worked. Top U.S. general criticizes Obama policy of abandoning Iraq, but it worked for jihadis and Obama too, so long as it is recognized the U.S. president does not respect the United States or the world. Islamophobia is a word used to denounce bigots and excuse jihadism. There is no excuse for either. Neo-Nazis are wrong to hate races and cultures. Jihadists may experience bad behavior related to their activity. They should expect it. Good men resist evil. Kate Blanchett chooses poor for political reasons. She is playing a mentally ill woman who was upset when she was saved by good government from incarceration of her making. ABC cuts bookstores and makes it online only. Instead of being balanced, ABC cuts services, even profitable ones.